Hello and all, welcome to a Galaxy Man Show interview show. So for my very next guest is this incredible singer and songwriter known by the name of Eesha. So I'm about to add Eesha into the live now and I have a chat with Avin about her incredible music. So yeah, let's add Avin in and have a chat with Avin. Hey, what's up?
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, really good, thanks. I just want to say first up, thank you so much for taking the time to join my show. It's such a pleasure having you on the show today. To people that don't know who you are, if you can give like a bit of backstory about yourself, and then we'll dive right into the questions.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm a singer-songwriter from Australia. I'm also an actress. I create a bunch of content online, so on all my platforms like TikTok, Instagram, obviously YouTube, but I'm probably uh, mostly known for my crazy comedy sketches on TikTok, but I release a lot of music and I do a lot of R&B style music, so that's kind of my thing.
Awesome. So we'll dive right into the very first question. So you've actually created incredible original songs, and for the first original song I'm going to name, Pretty Girls. What was it like getting to create this one, and what's like the meaning behind Pretty Girls?
Yeah, so this one was fun. I wanted to well actually the idea came to me. I think I was like cleaning I was like raking leaves and this like tune came to my head and I was like, "Oh my God, this is a chorus. I need to like make this into a song." And told my husband about it and we write a lot of like the songs together, so we worked over like on the song over weeks. Eventually got my good friend Hugh to produce the song, which was awesome. But the song and the whole meaning behind it was basically it's about trying to find uh human connection in a time where people are trying to show their like fake lifestyles, upkeep fake lifestyles, and it's that balance between trying to find that connection but also wanting to live this certain life and lifestyle, and it plays on that kind of concept. But I also wanted to make the chorus really catchy and fun as well, something that people could vibe to and not make it all so serious. So I try to find that balance in between those two worlds.
So on to the very next question. So you've also created another incredible original song called Wifey. What's like the meaning behind this one? And yeah, how did you come up with the idea of wanting to create this one?
Yeah, so this one, once again, me and my husband wrote this song together, and I think we both wanted to do a song that was a lot more like more of a ballad, as opposed to my other songs, which usually are a bit more, fast paced, a bit more, yeah, they're a bit more different. I think this is probably one of the songs that I like. Was probably one of my favorites, to be honest. And similar, it's a downer. The song's a bit of a downer, unfortunately, but it's about a relationship, and basically they're not really too sure about if it's mutual, basically. And yeah, the song, took quite a few weeks, just writing it. Then I think we left it for a bit and came back to it. But out of the whole EP, Too Many Feels, I'll have to say like that's probably my favorite song. I just loved it so much once you finished it.
Awesome. So on to the very next question. So you've also created another incredible original song called 4 a.m. What was it like creating this one? And what's the meaning behind 4 a.m.?
So 4 a.m. So this was once again, this was a lot of fun. 4 a.m. We actually wrote this. So I was living in Brisbane for a year. This was probably 2 years ago now. And the song kind of just, once again, I think it was cleaning. The song just came into my head. So I don't know. This is like a pattern that I see that consistently happens. So I don't know. Maybe I should just clean a lot more. And I came up with the chorus, and I was like, "Oh, this is really cool. Really like it." Then we left it for a bit again, and then came back to it because the melody was like stuck in my head, and I just had to finish it to get it out of my head. And once again, very similar meaning, about a relationship that is not mutual, and it's that kind of that internal battle that this girl is going through, thinking about this guy, thinking does he like her, and all that. But I really wanted to with the song, have it so that is almost a build up to the chorus. So when you hear that drop on the chorus, it's like significant. Like I really wanted it to be intense, which I feel like it is. So
It was like it. Like I've actually heard like all your songs on your channel, and I was like, I'm so impressed like with the talent like you have.
oh,
Like to people that
thank
haven't heard
you.
of your like to people that haven't heard of like your songs, like highly recommend go check out her songs. You have
Thank
so
you.
much talent, like you really do, and
Oh, I appreciate
such a
that.
gift. So I just wanted to
Thank
say
you so
that.
much. That's
Very
too
welcome.
kind.
So
Thank
on
you.
to the very next question for you. So you've also created an original song called Big Dreams. What was it like getting to create this one, and what's the meaning behind Big Dreams?
Okay, so big dreams, probably the one that I'm like most passionate about, and its meaning, which is basically like, you know, the naysayers, the people who say that you can't do or achieve anything. It's all about, you know, not believing the narrative, doing what, you know, doing what makes you happy, what you love, what you're passionate about, which is so important. And yeah, and just not letting anyone else's doubt predicate what you decide to do in life. And so it's one of those, you know, inspirational, motivational songs to keep going. Because obviously we all have big dreams. We all have things we want to do and achieve in life, and it's hard, especially when, you know, we have access to other people's lives. We see it on social media, and sometimes you can kind of hesitate and go, oh my god, this is too scary, or people, what are people going to think of me, or I'll never be like that or this. But if you love to do something, honestly, it's contagious and it's inspiring, you know, no matter where you are or what level you're at. If you just do what you love, I think that's like, it's so inspiring to watch. And not even that, it'll fulfill you, it'll make you really happy. So that's what big dreams is about.
So on to our next question. So what made you decide as a person, and especially as an artist, like to get into singing in the first place?
Sorry, I just missed that
So
question.
what made you decide that you wanted to get into singing in the first place?
So for me, it was I've been singing since I was like really, really, really little. But my dad actually, he has, ever since I was small, I would always see my dad singing, performing. He's always been into music, and obviously I was into music very at a very young age, like performing a lot of traditional music, a lot of Hindi songs, Punjabi songs, and then eventually I got a guitar and I was really excited. I didn't know how to play it. I still don't know how to play it. Like I can play maybe like 8 chords, and I wrote so many songs on those like 4 to 5 chords at the time. And then I realized like, oh my god, like I love writing music. I love writing songs. So I did that for a while, and then eventually I was in a girl group, you know, for 5 years, like a few years back, and I kind of learned the process of how to create a song and how it's, you know, that it's actually possible. So that was a really profound experience. And ever since then, I just kind of haven't looked back. I've been trying to release as much music as I can. But yeah, I think initially it was my dad that really brought me into the music scene.
So on to our next question. So who would be your all-time inspirational person or music artist that you look up to, and why?
Oh, that's so difficult. There's so many, like honestly, but if I had to choose, I couldn't choose one because I'm inspired by so many artists, but I'll give you like at least five because I feel like I just can't whittle it down to one. But you know, like The Weeknd, Drake, 070 Shake, you know, Juice World, XXXTentacion, God, there's so many. I mean, that's the names that come to the top of my head. But yeah, there's a long list. There's a long list.
So on to our next question. So what does performing music mean to you, like especially as an artist?
Performing music. So I really do enjoy performing music. I wouldn't say that I've had enough experience in it, so I'm very new to performing, which is a bit weird because when I tell people I'm in a girl group and like I was in a girl group for 5 years and then, you know, doing my own solo stuff, and it's been quite a few years trying different things and doing different things. Um, I think people just go, "Oh yeah, she performs." I'm like, "No, like, not that much." Like I perform quite a bit when I was younger. Like my dad, he had an association and like would have events, and I performed at the events, and that was a really good experience. But I've never done like a I've done one or two proper performances, but not that many in terms of like having dances, like doing a full proper like set, which I would love to do. That's kind of my goal moving forward, is to get better at performing, actually doing a proper set, opening for someone would be really cool. So things like that I'm really focused on. But I'd love to one day. That's the plan.
So on to my very next question. So if you could work with any top three music artists in the music industry, who do you think you would vibe with well?
I want to say, if I got to choose any artist to collaborate with, I would probably say Drake. Um, because his music, and just his like lyrical ability, then just the melodies, like the top lines, they're just insane. And I get so inspired by that. And like his producer, um, 40 and stuff like that, like listening to his kind of production style and his beats. Yeah, that's something that would be, I think we could make something really cool, like a really cool track.
So on to my very next question. So what have you learned about yourself as a person, especially as an artist, like during COVID?
Um, Probably that, you know, well, one, I've had a lot more time to write songs, which is good. And so you kind of realize how much time there is in a day. And so it's cool because one positive that's come out of it is that I've been able to really focus on content, focus on like just planning out music and writing songs. And I have a song that I really, really want to release, but I want to do a proper music video. And so I've had time to think about that. And so I think the biggest thing I've learned is that I don't need to fight time. I just got to like make time for things. So when things start getting busier again and things start kind of ramping up, just to be really conscious of the fact that, I can, I need to plan better, like make sure that I am singing, writing songs and doing it consistently because it all helps. So yeah, probably just keep that in mind and be cognizant of it.
I'm sorry. So I have to ask, by the way, if you could, after all this pandemic is over, if you could go like anywhere on tour, like any country, where would you want to go to and why?
Oh, that's good. I would probably say if I could go anywhere, um, I'd love to do Europe, like just go in general. Like my husband and I were meant to go to Portugal because he's Portuguese, Timorese, and Australian, so he's a mix. And we're meant to go to Portugal like 2 years ago, and obviously it never happened.
Yeah.
So that's definitely on the bucket list. But yeah, Europe in general, like I'd be happy.
So that's my very next question. So what are like the positives and negatives into creating your own music, and how do you get through those like negative moments as an artist?
Yeah, I would probably say the biggest thing is it's easy to feel doubtful of yourself. I think there's just online, there is so much going on, and everyone has a platform, which is the coolest thing ever. Like, I say that the internet's like the great equalizer. Everyone has a distribution platform now. People can just jump on and speak their truths, do what they love, showcase their work. But sometimes it can be overwhelming, right? Because, especially when you're putting out your stuff straight away now, it's not like you're just against, like, and it's not that you're against people, but it's just like the whole world is there, and basically you have the big greats that you look up to who are putting out constant music, and then you put out your song and you're like, oh my god, like, this is really overwhelming. The world's so big. It's a great thing, but at the same time it can be overwhelming, and there's definitely doubt there. So I think for me, it's sometimes, it's easy to get doubtful and be like, oh my god, like this is so difficult, what am I doing? But overcoming it, there are days. I think we all have our days, but for me, because I love doing it and I'm really passionate about it, I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. So it's kind of like, if something comes out of this, which is my goal, obviously, and a lot of things have come out of it, which I'm really grateful for. That's a bonus, like I'm gonna do it regardless, and I love doing it. So that kind of keeps me going.
So on to a very last question. So like, what's like next for you, like goal wise, like that you like to announce on the show, like any projects up and coming?
Well, so up and coming will be like just more music is on the way. I have I'm really excited for this next song and like the concept I have for it. I am working on tracks that are so I'm Punjabi, so like Punjabi music, and then also Hindi English fusion music. So I'm really excited about that. That hasn't, I haven't even talked about that. So that's on the way. And also for those who haven't heard of the show or have tuned in perhaps but didn't realize, I host a radio show called TikTok Trending on iHeartRadio, so make sure to tune into that because we play all the fun music that you probably see and hear on TikTok, so that's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, can I just say thank you so much for taking the time to join my show. It's been such a pleasure having you on the show today. Everyone, definitely go and give this incredible, amazing artist the amazing support she needs. She has such a bright, incredible future ahead of herself. You really do. Do you have like any last final thoughts that you'd like to give to people on the show?
No, but I want to say thank you for having me on the show. Like, I really appreciate it, and this was a lot of fun.